Sammy is the guy. Where'd you get his phone number to begin with? Public records online. Which number did you reach him on? Again, CRM is really, really important. Customer relations management. You have two phone numbers from him. Which one did you use to call him?
The first.
He wants to lease the space.
Yes.
Why is it bad that you talked to him about it?
Well, I just called to verify the number. And
You have possible choices. You can tell me what I'm thinking. You can tell me you don't think it's bad, or you can tell me why you think it's bad.
What was the question?
Why is it bad that you spoke to him about the lease already?
Oh, because like you said, it gives him a bad impression. Shows him.
He's wondering why he spoke to Tim Wilson and Tim Wilson didn't say, boom, let's do it. Here's what I'm going to pay. Here's how many free months of rent I need. Here's how much it's going to cost to do this, my brother. He's wondering who you are and why you weren't able to snap off a conversation. That's all. It's okay.
That makes sense.
So again, like I said, there's a myriad of reasons that you, not me, you want to stay off the phone with this dude. Plenty of my students are fully capable, including you, of making a lease happen. You're fully capable, but you already hired me. So let me do the job. What was said? Give me the high points. How much is the rent?
We didn't discuss any of that.
Okay. Again, how can you ask him if he's willing to lease a space and you don't talk about lease terms? He's wondering why. He is.
It makes sense.
Okay. I know. Let's hit him up. Is there anything else that I need to know that was said?
No.
The store is opened or closed?
Open. Trash is, I don't know what.
It's not making him money. Otherwise, he wouldn't want to lease it to you. You got spaces between the washers where a kid can go in there and get, tangled up, get electrocuted really bad. That's a hammer. That's a hammer that we use to negotiate. Tell the guy, Sammy, bro, you're going to kill somebody. Then where are you going to be?
Mm-hmm.
That is not a good thing. All right, here we go. The other issue is he's got your phone number. He doesn't know mine. Did you provide my number and say my partner's going to call?
No.
Here we go.
Hello?
Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy, my name's Danny. You spoke to my partner, Tim, briefly about leasing the laundromat space here in Jefferson Park. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Never better. So we've been in laundries for, 16 years. I've got stores in 3 states, and our intrigue is obviously in a lease. I want to rent the space from you and put some new equipment in. That's the long and the short of it. Knowing what color to paint the walls and which equipment to put in and essentially how to earn a profit in a laundromat is kind of my thing. I'm not a broker. I don't flip or sell my laundries. We're looking to become your tenant and pay the rent. So are you operating the store currently?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Sammy, I got to tell you, as one operator to another, I've been in this store and there's all those holes between your washers, your front loaders. It looks like you took out a 50-pounder at some point and you kind of moved over and put a new machine in. You know what I mean?
Right,
where that space is. Bro, you got to cover that spot up. You're going to get some little kids will go back there like playing and hiding from their friends, playing hide and seek. They could get electrocuted. You've got water and electric right next to each other and it's 210, 220. That's really suicide for you and your family. Imagine some kid gets killed in there. Your insurance is not going to cover that.
Oh, okay.
But that said, yeah, man, we've been in the store several times, and that's just something you can't have. You can't have enough space for a kid to get behind those washers. End of the world. But I won't harp on it. What I do when I take a machine out, I build boxes out of 2x4s, and and plywood, and I just put an out of service, but you can't let any little kid get back in there. It's bad.
Cool.
Plus, the mom will call
Right.
911 because she'll say, "Where the hell did my kid go?" And he's just playing hide and seek.
Right. Okay.
Let's talk terms. Do you own the building or do you work for the landlord?
Hello. Are you there?
Hi. Yep.
Oh, okay. So where do you live? You live in where do you live?
We are local, my friend. There's the question, because I have a house in Cave Creek, Arizona. This is my cell phone number. You can't run a laundromat from outside of the state.
That's true. Yeah. Hmm.
Is this
So
your
you want to
building?
rent
Are
the
you
space?
are you the landlord or do you work for him?
Yeah, I'm the landlord.
Good
I'm
for
the
you.
owner of the building.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you want to part ways with the laundromat and collect a rent check.
What is that?
You're ready to part ways and collect a rent check. You're ready to lease the space?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. And he also was talking about buying the whole property, I think, but I'm not sure.
No, he
if he
wasn't.
talked-
No,
Okay.
we're not buying properties currently. We're interested in
Okay, so
leasing
you
this space. That might have been a misunderstanding. So let me tell
okay.
you what I do. Maybe we part friends, or maybe I give you $300,000. I'll give you 300 grand, Sammy, but it's going to take 15 years to get there. I'm currently leasing laundromat space. I'm not
Okay.
interested in the car wash. It's a lovely world, isn't it, where you can sell the business or the building. If you want to sell this building and it's for sale, sell it to the next guy. But when I buy commercial space, I'm always looking for good long-term tenants. If there's 5 suites and one of them's a pizza shop and the other one's a Mexican restaurant and the other one's, I don't know, a car wash, I want to make sure there's good long-term tenants. I'll look at those facts, figures, your P&L statements. I'll say, oh, the pizza guy's been there for 15 years. Let me try the pie. I'll have a slice. I'm that involved in commercial properties. I want to make sure it's good food, don't you? So
Right.
if you want to sell this building, Sammy, sell it to someone when you have a good long-term tenant in the laundromat space. Trying to find someone willing to buy it who also wants to operate it, that's a very small niche. Now you've taken your market from everyone that wants to buy a commercial space to the people that want to run a laundry. And you're just narrowing your own potential purchasers, buyers. Don't want to make a word up. Are we still talking? You want to lease this space? I do 15-year terms, and then I'm going to retool it. You understand, I'm not going to run it the way it is.
Right. So what are you going to buy the existing machineries there?
No, it's junk. There's no value. What's it worth? What do you want me to pay for junky equipment? I don't need it. You can have it.
Okay.
If you want to sell the business, that's one thing, right? Okay. The business is bought and sold based on what?
Well, the business, like you have some. Well, I say that's an asset, and you say it's a debt. So that's where. That's where the conversation ends. So we probably don't even need to talk about that.
Sammy, I want to back up, okay? The earth cooled, the dinosaurs came. What are businesses bought and sold based on? So one-word answer.
Well, based on the previous, profit and loss
You said
statement
it.
and previous revenue.
You're saying 15 words. Profit.
Yeah.
You want to play that game? The store's not making you money. Are you making enough to allocate yourself rent?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you pay yourself rent. How much do you pay yourself rent right now?
I paid $2,200.
Okay. And what's your monthly net earnings in that store?
It's close to 6,500.
You're kind of breaking up. I'm sorry.
I said 6,000 a month.
So after you allocate rent, gas, water, electric, you're netting $6,000 a month.
No. My total revenue is $6,000 a month.
So your gross is $6,000. You pay yourself $2,200 a month. You pay how much? I mean, I could go through all the facts and figures with you. I'm asking a simple question. Gross is $6,000. What's your net?
Probably I would say like 1,500.
Then you pay yourself $2,200 in rent.
Uh-huh.
So you're losing $500 a month. Have you looked at all these figures?
Okay, so I'm getting $6,000 a month, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's your gross.
Yeah. So rent I pay to myself is $2,200, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right. So 2,000. Rest of the issues are coming close to $2,000.
Okay.
$2,500.
Okay.
So 4,500 minus 6,000 is what? 1,500. So that's the.
So you're got it. So you're netting close to, your words, $1,500 a month. That's what you put in your pocket.
Right.
Sammy, you just did the math for me. What's the square footage?
Uh-huh.
One more defined question that only has one answer. What's the square footage of the store?
I would say 1,000 square foot.
How many washers are in that location?
That's good. Very good question. In working condition, like 4, 7, 11, 6, I think 16 or 17.
It's a very, very small location, isn't it?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. How much did you spend last month on equipment repairs?
See, I do all the repairs by myself.
Okay.
So I usually parts are the expenses for me.
No, I get my parts from Los Angeles. They're very inexpensive. They come from China. It takes forever now. But if something breaks and I don't have that part, I order 10 of them. It's the way you have to be. Then again, I'm going to retool this store with new equipment. You get that.
Right, yeah.
How many employees do you have?
Just one guy who comes and cleans Sunday.
Do you pay him under the table, cash? And I'm not with the IRS, you know. Yeah?
Right.
Okay. Sammy, just what you've told me, you're in that store collecting coin and cash. You're in there doing all of the repairs. You're paying yourself less than minimum wage. You're earning $1,500 a month.
Right.
You're also risking everything you own as a business owner and an intelligent guy, as someone who owns property. You're risking everything by paying an employee under the table. You're risking everything by having what is really, God forbid, dude, the city comes in there and shuts you down like that because you've got holes in the machines where a little kid, God forbid, I mean, I know you care about the kid the same way I do. I don't want to see a kid get hurt. God forbid. We're hoping that that doesn't happen, ever. You can fix that by going to Home Depot and getting some wood and closing up those spots. I hope you do. You know, a rope isn't going to stop a kid.
Well, that's probably the first thing that I'm going to do this weekend.
Good. Okay. Well, it's Tuesday, so if I were you, I'd be on it Tuesday afternoon, but that's your business. I'm not here as the specter of death, my brother, but what you've told me in the facts and figures and what you're doing, yeah, it'd be great if you could sell this business, $50,000, $100,000. No one's going to buy it because anyone that sees the reality, what you're earning and what you're doing, you're the guy shouldering all of the lion's share of the work. You're the guy in there. Do you run any other businesses?
No.
Okay. So maybe it's separation anxiety that makes Sammy think, well, hell, I don't want to leave here. I'd have nothing else to do. But you know what? I'll give you $1,500 a month and you'll be actually profiting because you won't have to go into that store any longer. It's a very small store. I want to say that right up front. 16 washers, it's almost impossible to be profitable. Very hard. I'm going to have to put bigger machines. I'm going to have to double the drying capacity. I'm going to have to pay for advertising, which, let me go out on a limb, you don't do. $1,500 a month, I'll give you that in rent.
Okay. Well, let me think about it.
I love when
Okay.
you say that, because here's the funny thing. I've got the money to retool this store and put new equipment in. If I give you just 80 cents a square foot, $1,500 a month, you're allocating $2,200 in rent, and that's fine. You're looking at $200,000. That's what I'm worth to you over the next 15 years. You know why I need a 15-year term? You know why I need such a long term?
Why?
Because I'm going to be spending the money on equipment.
Okay.
When you talked about your gas, water, electric, parts, which I'm glad you said that. Most operators will try to lie and they won't mention parts costing anything. Or, I don't really spend any money fixing the equipment. Of course you do. It's old. When you put all of that on paper, my brother, you don't have a saleable business. You know that, and I do. But I'm not here to beat you up. I'm here to say, get back to landlording, which is the dream, right? Have a business where they pay you rent. But you said, let me think about it. No, that's a blow off, and that's fine. You don't have to talk to me at all. You could slam the phone down. But I think you know what you have on the telephone is someone interested and intrigued. Even though it's a very small store, I can be profitable here. You know what you don't pay for right now? Debt service. If I buy a brand new car, I don't have to worry about the transmission going bad, right? But I do have to pay, I don't know, my Denali's $1,500 a month. That's my payment. You don't have a car payment, but you have to fix your car. That's the drawback. That's the give and take. Tell me I'm wrong about any of this.
I forgot. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Not at all. I'll text you. Do this. Text me your email address, and I'll send you an email. I'll send you before and after pictures of our stores, what we do. We've come a long way here in 20 minutes.
Okay.
But look,
Yeah,
Sammy,
start
you can look past me and say, I'm going to sell this laundromat to somebody, right? I wouldn't blame you. And maybe you'll put it on Craigslist. And maybe you'll sell it. Let's say it's $35,000. That would be nice, right? No? You want more? What's your sale price? How much are you selling the laundromat for? Throw a number out. I'm not offering, but throw a number out.
Well, I would say like $60K.
$60,000, you'd sell the laundromat tomorrow. Good. Done. So you sell the laundromat to some guy on Craigslist tomorrow for $60,000, right? Do you think he's going to be able to pay you? Come on, bro. You know what's going to happen to that guy. You're selling a business to someone who doesn't know what they're buying. That's not us. Also, think long term. You're a landlord. That's not a dirty word. If you sell this business for $60,000 to someone, Sammy, you're taking the short nickel and stepping over the long dollar. Does that make sense? Collect the rent. You have a calculator?
Okay, so let me send you my my email ID.
Okay. You gotta. You don't want to hear what I have to say. That's fine. If you sell this business to someone for $20,000, you'll have a fool for a tenant, and that's not what you want. I appreciate your time. Text me your email address.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Bye.
What just happened? Timmy, your phone's muted.
Yeah, the guy couldn't make a decision. But you put a lie in his head, and he's thinking.
Bro, facts and figures don't lie. Now, I'm sure when you talked to him, you had the same conversation, right? I'm beating up on you. I'm picking on you.
No. Not at all.
That is what
Absolutely
you
not.
hired me for. Exactly that.
I see. I see.
How often does a train go by?
Man, let me tell you. I'm immune to it now. It's kind
So
of like
often I
February,
don't
so
even notice.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Look, there was a lot said. Luckily, this is on YouTube. So luckily, we'll be able to go over it again and again, and you'll be able to have a beer in one hand and a whiskey in the other and watch it again. Okay.
All right.
It's all been said. It's all on the call. This poor guy just got a wake-up call from me, of all people. A wake-up call. And at
Why'd you offer him 1,500 when you normally do $1,000 a square? I mean, a dollar a square foot. I assume that's some kind of strategy.
I didn't offer him anything. Everything that I said was colloquial. Everything that I said was, what if? It's a scenario, my friend. I never said, I will give you X. This is how you soften. That's a good question. This is how you soften someone up. He's allocating himself $2,200 a month. If you understand what that means?
He's paying himself for tax.
Well, he's pretending. He's a smart guy. He's got an LLC called Sammy's Investments, right? And then he's got another LLC called Sammy's Laundromat, right? And one pays the other and vice versa. It's a smart tax strategy. That's what you'll be doing if you own buildings eventually. It's what everyone does. Oh, the rich get richer. Please. The rich understand how to keep their money theirs. This cat ain't rich. He just got punched in the gut over and over and over thanks to Danny. But I didn't do anything or say anything or curse at him or yell at him. And then towards the end, he said, okay, I got to go. He didn't want to hear it anymore. Hopefully he's making a beeline to Lowe's or Home Depot to get some plywood.
Yeah.
That's the visceral part of this call. That's why it's important that you give me notes and take good pictures, because I can use that one thing as a hook and a hammer and say, bro, my advice, get that fixed. It's true. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's in my course. You've seen it. You can't have holes. If you have to pull a machine out to do work, you've got to I have boxes built and I put them in there. Liability done. It's bad enough having any type of brick and mortar business where someone could slip and fall or get hurt or whatever else. So you've got to decrease those liabilities. When you get your store running, you'll be using X insurance, by the way. Friend of mine. Know the guy that runs the place. X insurance. But that comes later.
Okay.
We have given this dude tons and tons of food for thought, okay? I'm just doing my job and helping you. At the end of the day, don't call the landlord. Let me do it. Sammy is right now speeding to Home Depot so he can fix the hole between his machines so he doesn't kill some kid. Very telling conversation. He wants $60,000. Write it all down.
Yeah,
my job in a case like this is to make sure that he understands that everything he's thinking about is a pipe dream. He thought you were going to buy the building. You see, there's another thing about having conversations with landlords. Don't do it. You were in a hurry to get off the telephone. Because you were in a hurry to get off the phone. You were in a hurry to get off the phone. You didn't say no to that. Or he thinks you're somebody else, which is another layer to the onion. He might think you're another guy he talked to. You heard me. You hear how I talk, how adamant it's the Shark Tank with me, baby. Well, you want to buy the building. I'm not only going to say no. That's the typical newbie's problem. When they say, well, I want $60,000, they say no. Well, that's not the end of it. Let me explain why it's bad for you, Sammy. Let me explain what will happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but here's what's going to happen if you sell this business to someone for 20. And that's why I diminished the amount. Even 20,000. You think he'd sell it to you for 20 tomorrow? Yeah. We ain't buying.
Yeah, I agree.
He was willing to listen. Hear every word I had to say. Understand the inflection in my voice. God bless him. He speaks at least 2 languages. By that accent, I assume his name's not Sammy. That's fine. It's his business. He's already texted me his email address. There comes a point when you can only get beat down so much, and the guy's like, okay, good. Yeah. I'm looking past you, Danny, because I want to sell this business to someone. And that's where I make it crystal and abundantly clear. He was being realistic with the numbers. Why wouldn't he take $1,500 a month? He should. You have a calculator, he's like, I'm not going to do maths, as the British call it.
Yeah, that's like $270,000. That's $1,500 a month.
It's what?
It's about $1,500 a month for 15 years. It's like $270,000.
Right. Yeah. Close to $300,000 is what he's walking away from. Real money. He's going to have to wait 15 years to get it, but he's not there yet. He's not softened up enough yet. Now, here's what you do. You keep a close physical eye on that store. You need to take very good notes. And if there's 5 machines out of order today, this guy might decide not to go back in there for 3 months because he's so pissed. He admitted what? It's got to be in the notes. He's paying someone under the table. That's a liability for a business owner. You'll never do that. You know that. You know, ding, 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 from my course, how to put contract attendants legal in all 50 states and 28 other countries. You know how to do it. You know what you'll do. And you'll have an employee who has an ownership quality to them. Sammy isn't doing it. He's like so many laundromat owners. He's not going on the Coin Laundry Association handbook. He's not looking at videos online, or he'd find me.
Yeah.
This store can be yours. It might be your 3rd store once Sammy has given up the ghost and decided that he's ready to come back to you. I'm going to send him an email. I'm going to CC you.
Okay.
This is it. You've seen it. What a great call. What a great call. I'm not here to beat down the potential long-term relationship with a landlord for you. I'm here to put reality into their hearts and souls, hearts and minds. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, that's easy. Don't miss any of these lives that I do. But if you want to own cash laundromats and you want the 1,000 questions, the million questions answered, get the course. Thank me later.